Okay, so let's see about getting started up for this next season, 2026. Ole Miss is going to be a sacrificial run, but North Texas will probably be tough. Most of these, Rice, I think we can handle most of these games. Solid schedule. I'm not going to tinker with it. Let's set up the recruiting board. Let's see. I've got. Let's look at the coach because we got a bunch more points and a bunch more levels as the season wrapped up. So first, okay, head coach up at a B. What's he do for me? Defense side. Well, at least we get an interest boost for receivers from him. I'm happy with the kicker thing. I need to try to get actually a kicker for real this season. Yeah, linebackers, man. That's fine that he does it because I'm not going to. I don't want to. All he does is motivate. At least he's got all the defensive spots, but also linebacker and secondary centric more than D-line. Wait, sorry. Hey, C+, that's nice. Let's see, I think I've got everything I want here. I'm looking more not to work the portal. I mean, the portal's fine, but going in, as I look to become a head coach, I want to bring recruits in more than run the portal and build the program. Secondary would be something, but work on defensive line to pick up what the other positions aren't doing. I'm going to save my points right now. Not close to unlocking any of these other things, so I'm not going to spend any points there. And just see how it develops. I mean, this one I'm not going to probably play too deep because we're going into 27 coming out in a month or so. So I'm not going to invest a whole lot because I am looking forward to 27 and what it does for Dynasty. All right, so let's see. Well, okay, our points are up, which is good. I don't know why it says I need a quarterback. Got one quarterback who's a senior and 4 freshmen of various flavors. So I've got 5 quarterbacks on the roster. I mean, I don't know how many of these kids want to leave already, but actually that's a good question, isn't it? First off, let's go ahead and look and see who's interested in coming here. Will, I need his first cornerbacks. Six, 4, 195. Okay, he could be a tight end. Okay, so those are all the. Got a lot of top-rated 3 stars. Oh no, you do go. All right. Yeah, I say that. Let's actually do the important thing. Let's look at our rosters. Or roster. Wow, if this is not the stupidest thing you've ever seen, right? Playing time, I need a B+. Yeah, you're the starter, you're the senior, you're the only guy on the squad. I have an F. Okay, so brand might be a problem. But okay, so well, there's 2 guys just have 3. I'm not really that worried about that. Montgomery, he's looking good still. Jenkins is gone. Lacey's gone. Well, I mean, technically I could redshirt him, but pro potential. Keeper. I mean, keep enough of it. I know these kids have pro potential wants. Brand exposure is the one that's really kind of a problem. Now with him, Smith, I was able to keep him. Pettaway's gone. As a junior, yeah, I mean, I can't say I care. Junior that far down on my depth chart. Yeah, not worry about you either. Need left tackles regardless. Yeah, so yeah, Duncanson, I mean, I'm not really that worried when I've got, hopefully, I mean, we can do a good season and keep our contention thing up. But when I got a freshman that's almost as good as my junior, then, and he's gone, so it doesn't matter. I'm not too worried about keeping the other guys. Got a lot of these guys. I don't know why you're telling me I need more mics. I don't look like I'm at that much of a risk. He's gone anyway. I'll see how it goes. You know, some of my grades start to fall, like championship contender. Definitely need a kicker. Maybe a couple kickers, just in case. Okay, so I'm gonna check and see if there's any chance for a reach on a big level guy. No 5 stars are sniffing. We do have some 4 stars. Who's going after this guy? Notre Dame. This is the thing. If Notre Dame offers him early, then there's no chance, right? It's a lot of schools that are going to be rough to run against. Again, Notre Dame. Ohio State. Texas State. So it's a lot of smaller schools looking at this guy. Whoops. And this one. Put you on the board. I'll give these guys some chances because if I get, you know, in the end, see how the other guys play. If they don't, bite on them. Then maybe there's a chance to rush them. That's another thing to look at. So when you get their top schools, you look at, well, who are you going against potentially? Who are in their top 5? So you've got some big dogs in these. Sometimes something like that, like, you know, that's what, Texas State and Old Dominion. I mean, those are small schools that I can compete with. NC State, I mean, that's not in my pipeline. But I'm just saying, looking at that, looking at who they're going against, it's interesting. This kid's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So Texas State's close. SC, USC, I'm assuming that's California. That's not close to them. SMU is close. I don't know. Is that Mississippi State? I don't know. But I mean, none of those schools. Well, no, I take that back. The Texas schools are close to Oklahoma, but there's not a lot of. Those other guys are gonna maybe not be looking. I don't think that's in their pipeline. I mean, it's not in mine either. I'm just saying. You're looking at your competition. So here, NC State and Duke were both in North Carolina. I mean, I'm in North Carolina. This is a gold pipeline. So he's looking to stay home or stay close. This one, of course, when you're looking at Tennessee or Georgia there, or even Missouri, SEC schools. But you kind of look at, this guy's in Arizona. I'm not going up against Texas or Georgia, really. Texas more so. Texas is closer to them than Georgia is, but I mean, it's uphill. And yeah, I mean, going against LSU on a kid from Baton Rouge, that is kind of, stay in your lane, but you got to look and see if there's any of these that they're looking for a small school for whatever. Maybe, for academics or something else that you can work other angles on. Like these kids, see, they're all big schools. Or much bigger than me. I mean, this one, so Army, South Florida, James Madison, and was it Arizona State? This kid's from Florida. I mean, I'll give that a shot, right? Kansas. I mean, that's not a position I really want, but just looking at this, are these schools I can recruit against? Also, it's interesting, athletes, they seem to be factoring in for smaller schools as well. Interesting. I'll see how he goes. Yeah. I gotta figure there's no chance on that kid. That's everybody even really sniffing. I mean, these will bounce you out quick, so you get into actually, scouting or going after real targets that you can pursue. This is kind of just a goof, seeing if there's anything out there that nobody's looking at that you might be able to sneak in. All right, well, enough time on that. Back to just looking at 3 stars. Okay, go back to position so I pick what I want to look at. All right, well, Speedster, Gold Pipeline. I think I want that. I'll give that kid a look too. Okay, Speed Rusher for defensive tackle is always seems a little off for me, but let me see. I come down to if Virginia Tech's actually going to go after this kid. I'll look at tight ends just because. No. That's one thing I need to check. I'll look at that in a minute. Okay. All right, looking at him. That kid's big. All right. I'll give you a shot. Got 5 more spots left. I do want to keep in the pipelines if I can. Because, you know, it's cheaper. Really, you've got to be more economical at this point. I'm not a huge fan of Agile, but, you know, whatever. Now, I'll do this. Six power rusher. I'll throw it on him as a goof. Six, 4. Throw him on there as well. Let's see, 6'3". Pretty similar. Got a little bit of pipeline on this kid though. Make it a lot easier for me to work on him. Okay. Offer both those guys. Let's see. That's 2. That took me. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get. Okay, yeah, I want to go through. He's a 4-star though. I'll probably lose out in him, but whatever. That's interesting because he's also looking at a lot of smaller schools, so I'm guessing the game knows he's not that great. Sounds good enough. Guys aren't burners. Okay, yeah. Definitely want to keep up on him. They're going to change that so you can't even offer guys preseason. Just kind of scouting. All right, so that's everybody there. I'm going to offer everybody else because that's fine. On this version, you're still just, I'm just still shotgun offering. A lot of these kids I'm high on their board, so if they actually even go, hey, insta-commit or something crazy like that, then bonus. Even if they're not any good, they're better than what I've got, at least in the depth. But I mean, this stuff will shake out after this next week, and we'll have an idea of what I'm really going after. Okay, hey, see, so we've got one guy that, of course, I'm not going to know anything about him physically, but Insignia Caller's not my favorite archetype, but that's a body on here. And going in, at this point, I just need bodies in. Okay, so that's everybody. not outstanding. I mean, I'd like close to an 80 speed at least out of these guys. But he's greedy possession, whatever. What do I really want to know more about? Well, this guy. Okay, I'm happy with kick power, kick accuracy. Could work with that because I got some bonuses on those on my coaching staff, so I'm happy with that enough. Usually, as I start filling out the classes, that's what it comes down to. Start, kickers go late, so kick power, nice, 90. Both those guys are applicable, I guess. Let's see. So I'm not even on his board, but he's got a scholarship from me. I am on his board, and I've got a pretty good pipeline, so we'll see if anybody else is actually coming after him. Although with kickers and punters, you can, if you really want them, you just go and get them early because nobody else, as much as it impacts the real game, the fact that these guys it's in real life too, under scout for actually good kickers. Okay, that looks all right. Oh, they're both bump and run guys. Interesting. Okay, he looks like it might be a little faster. Okay, so I think we're set up with that here. Let's step forward. Well, no one cut it out yet. So yeah, Smith again with the brand exposure is looking seriously like he wants to leave. Again, I mean, I'm not surprised. But I think everybody else is manageable. There's not a ton of these guys, so that's good. I need to remind myself. I need to look at these. So, by the way, coach prestige, conference prestige, proximity to home. That's great. So, I don't want to get in the trap I did last year where it's something stupid like, play style, and they're going to look for points per game, which the game is broken, and it just says 0. So, I can't even compete on these guys unless it's a gold pipeline or better. Then maybe. But like for instance, like on this guy, if I couldn't put points into Tony, then I wouldn't be able to get this guy because NC State has a better pipeline. So even if they don't put any points into him, they're going to get more native growth. And now I just jumped up because nobody's on that kid. Let's see, we've got the other thing to check. So championship contenders pretty good. B-. Program traditions still, brand exposure's not that great, but coach prestige is better. Conference prestige is okay. So it's things I can actually recruit with. Stadium atmosphere, campus lifestyle, middle of the road. Yeah, our academic prestige. Hopefully we'll be able to increase that with the points and dynasty building stuff that they're going to put into 27. I know athletic facilities is something, but yeah, these stability now, that, I mean, I don't know why it's this low. Aside from me taking the job last season, the coaches were there, so we didn't move coaches this past off season. So we're the same staff as last year. I guess since they didn't, well, the coordinator's years with schools not that high, but they didn't up our contracts, so I guess that kind of hurt a little bit. Okay, so let's take the look and see how much damage is done with everything else. Okay, so right here, I've got North Carolina and Northwestern going after this kid. North Carolina's pipeline alone is probably going to price me out. What I'm going to do, and I shouldn't waste the points here, but okay, so he's just a normal development. I mean, not normal development. I mean, he's not a star player, so I'm not going to put points in him right now. But let's move on. Like Stanford on this kid as well. No, that's not Stanford. That's Syracuse, who's got a better pipeline. We'll see. I have to think about it. So Miami of Ohio on that kid and that kid. Let me actually look at this. So Mike's see, I only need one. Oh, sorry, these guys are Wills, so they're outside. Although they say I don't need any Wills, I do need Sam, so just move them over, but I'm going to get two. Let me go ahead and look at it through this way. So I've got one Will in. Okay, see, so this is tough. So there's a bunch of guys. He's a 4-star. I got a bunch of guys going in on this kid already. With nothing going in, NC State outpaced me. I can't. I'll not put points in it and see how it goes for a week. But yeah, so with the Wills, I can do that. And for this, as a matter of fact. Work on getting those guys filled. I also like to move the ones I'm actually spending points on to the top. So this again. So I need, they tell me I need one cornerback. So let's look at what I've got in here. And both of these are losing bets potentially. No, I don't want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off here for a second. If I see anything else that I'm really going to have to pull the plug on already. Let's just give him a look here. Okay, that's promising. That's promising. The kickers. Western Kentucky, I can run with those guys. In general, the idea is though, there's so much depth at 3-star. It's like don't compete with guys. Just find guys that nobody's going after and just go with them. So right here, the other schools are on him, but I jumped up pretty high. So what I am going to do is I'm going to spend points on him. Because if I can get a quarterback of the future type kid like that into the program, I think it's worth taking that shot. This year I moved up. It doesn't look like NC State's really putting anything, or anybody for that matter. So, heavy spend. This is also another tactic I've seen. You go hard on these guys first, and you can always fill out with a lot of 3-stars or fill in your gaps later. There'll be players there. Yeah, I don't know where this guy was or where I was before with this guy. My playing style is going to be high. My proximity to home is going to be high. Okay, I moved up on him. Signal caller, but even though and nobody else is going after him, I'll put 25 on him. Nobody's going after this kid either. Do want to, scout key positions hard. If I can get basically difference makers, get a few of them in there. If nothing else, and get in, like be able to hold on to some of these kids for a little bit, get some players developed, get some players drafted. That helps you get, players down the line and retain them when they start thinking about. The better players have a higher chance of wanting pro potential, it appears. So, and we'll see how this looks. I don't think that's a great shot at him. See all these guys I moved up on. Took a shot at him. So is that Wisconsin and Kansas State? like that. I just know, you know, I'm not on his board. Drop him. Guess that's a goof, maybe fish him out. Okay, fine. I'm not going to work on him that much because I've got the 2 kickers. Hawaii's going to have a harder time recruiting against me. Nobody's on him yet. Right tackle. Yeah, this Mississippi State's got better angle on me. Virginia Tech's a better program than me. Yeah, I'm not going to press this guy. Rutgers, ODU, whatever. Put some points on him. What I'm going to do... All right, let's look at cornerbacks for those other positions that I don't think are going to be able to go my way. I want 3 stars. Actually, let me go ahead and just let me goof this. Show me who doesn't have deals yet. Yeah. So, a level 2 pipeline, I don't think that's enough of a boost to go running against these guys. I'm not even on any of their lists, so let's go back, get back in my lane. Some would argue that 3 stars aren't even my lane at this program yet, but, you know. Yeah, I don't know how bump and run boots against the other ones, but these guys are shorter. Okay, first things first, let me go ahead and just offer both of these guys. I'm not taking the other guys off yet. It could be argued if I spent points on them, then maybe I would get something. But here, these 2. Put points on them. I mean, that's the thing I complained a lot about last season, or where I was watching the games, right? It's my secondary and just them being garbage. And so I need to do something to help them. Obviously, if I want this guy, I need to put points in here. In general, I like to really pour on, and try to get him to commit early. I don't know, I'm getting signal callers. I like this guy's metrics better though. And who knows? So week 0, we don't do anything in week 0, so let's get to week 1. Okay, well, that one guy dropped to second place, so we'll pick this up next season.